Welcome back from the break. We're back with Kapow TV, and two of my guests today are Christope on my right here and Kim. And Christope, you're from the US and you're from Dubbo, or somewhere around there in New South Wales.
Yes, near Dubbo.
And it's an interesting story how you got together. Kim, tell me about how you guys connected.
Well, I've been interested in Qigong and Tai Chi for a few years now, and I've been trying to bring people out, especially to country areas. I know when I wanted to learn Qigong, I had to spend a lot of time and money travelling to Sydney to find people to learn from.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to bring people out and provide that opportunity to people in the country. I found Christope on the internet, and I really liked his style and what his method was, so I wanted to find out more about that. So I travelled to the States and spent a week studying with him, and I got so much benefit out of it myself that I then worked on bringing him out here just to share that with as many people as possible.
That's very generous of you to bring him out, to share him over here. Very good. Christope, how's the journey been so far? You've been at New South Wales now. We're now in the Melbourne studios at Kapow TV, and hopefully the weather is good for you. The kangaroos have been jumping out and doing a little dance for you. How's it been going?
Well, I want to tell you, I have to feel like Australia is one of the lost treasures of the world. It could actually be the eighth wonder.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've never been here before. Nothing but good vibes, and I'm loving it, having a good time, and everything is being well received, and I get to meet you and be on Kapow television.
Hey, yeah, that's what it's all about. Now, you've got a long journey of martial arts, of discovery, from Tai Chi and Taekwondo and so forth, and trained with some pretty amazing masters, talking to you earlier about that. It's fantastic. Now, what really inspired you to start martial arts? Because it was a kind of a different way you approached it. Tell me about that.
Well, I thought that it was, martial arts, when you think of a martial art guy, you think of the people breaking bricks, kicking and punching, and I was saying, there's such a lot of people in the world that's not about that. We're talking about the scholar warrior. We talk about using martial arts in an intelligent way. How can I defeat myself? The real meaning of martial arts is the war within, against your ego, your conceit, your arrogance, and most and foremost, your fears. So we try to use martial arts the way for us to cleanse ourselves, to improve ourselves, and also improve society.
Fantastic. Now, your journey here, you've been doing a workshop over in New South Wales, a 2-day one, 6 hours a day, quite an intensive one. Tell me what people discover in that practice.
Well, the whole thing was about them discovering more about themselves, okay? Because it's about a self-awareness. It's about what it can do for you. A lot of people want to come and say, watch me, me, me. The whole thing was about us and we, about bringing us and we together. It was about it's building up humanity. How we relate to each other, especially man to woman, the yin and yang, the sun and the moon, the up and down, the in and out. We want to talk about the balance of the life. We feel as though our planet is a little off balance, and I believe with the right training and with the right methods that we're doing with the martial arts as a general, can put this world in perfect harmony.
Now, you have a big following in the female gender, so a lot of women like what you do. Now, it's not that easy to get that approach. You've got a unique way of basically communicating with them. Tell me about how you build their confidence.
Well, I'm going to tell you, to build their confidence is to surrender. I have to be that. I would say that most men, and I'm going to say even myself, I'm working my way back into integrity with women. Integrity is what we are out of. Every man I ever met, the strongest man, especially my father and people like him, Hercules, Samson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? All men, we come from women, and I believe that we do not give enough appreciation to the mother of creation. And what my program was one that wanted to identify and give women to say, hey, you are truly strong, and women are truly strong. When I first met Kim, that I had her break through several inches of wood. She's never trained in martial arts before in a way of like hardcore external martial arts. She's done Qigong,
so you were
things of that
talking
nature.
like the guys breaking up that Kyokushin, they have the spaces and they have the 1-inch blocks of wood normally, and you've got to smash those for gradings and for demonstrations. So she went through this.
She went straight through it because it was about the mind. It was about the intent, about her strength inside and the belief that I had in her. And I believe that it's important for us to recognize the strength, and I truly recognized her strength and believed in her and was right with her, and we made it happen. And when she left that place, she felt really great, and I felt great because of the smile that she had on her face.
There's something about that empowerment. It can be just a small thing. Obviously, it's a physically a very demanding, very strong thing to do, but the connection it gives you, or the empowerment from that one action, sounds like how did you feel after that?
Oh, it was amazing. And as Christope mentioned earlier in his seminars, it's about helping people deal with their fears. And the method that he used with me was to get me to write down some of my fears, and then he actually wrote them on the pieces of wood, so that as I was breaking the wood, I was facing those fears, and that gave me just such a sense of pure joy and empowerment to actually see that written down and actually break through it. And that was a method that he used that, as I said, I was just so elated and so excited, and just really wanted to just really bring him out here and have other women be able to experience what I, not that we'll be breaking wood at the seminars.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's the tip of the iceberg for what you're offering with people from the different forms of Tai Chi, the fan, and that mind side of getting the empowerment, which is a holistic approach to your teaching, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm just saying that, as far as in training in this type of thing, is to give people the opportunity to feel their strength, to be less about me and more about them. And for us to combine and to come together and say, hey, I believe in you, and I believe what you can do. And I'm saying there's a lot of people out there that don't really want to think of doing any martial arts because it has a negative connotation. A lot of people think of martial arts in a negative way that, oh, I'm going to get hurt. It can build your life. It can build your spirit and give you a better quality of life.
So along your journey in studying martial arts, what was one of the greatest fears that you learned to overcome?
One of the greatest fears that I came, that's a good question you asked, is being vulnerable, allowing myself to cry as a man. I found out, Graham, that hard things break. When I was allowed to allow myself to be vulnerable and show my feelings and really just be genuine, that I was able to grow. I'm writing a new book, and it's called The Tao of the Empty Cup. It was about me surrendering myself and emptying out that cup so I can receive.
Wow, really? Yeah. In your training, we're going to jump a bit here to the martial arts movies you've made. Tell me about how you had to change your training to adapt to, obviously, the movie scene. And
the movie scenes, we're doing choreography, so it was like a dance that we had like a movement, and we was all choreography, but the thing is, but the intent and the expression in doing movies is, when people see movies, they say, oh, that's hokey and everything. Yeah. But it was just a really good time to be able to, portray martial arts in a film. I used to watch movies growing up and always wanted to be in them. Got an opportunity to make quite a few of them, and it was like, wow, there's nothing fun about making movies, people. Please don't think you want to be an actor. If you want to do that, be ready to sit around and wait. That's what they always say. Yeah. So it was, for me, it was a great experience. Lines, You have to remember lots of lines, but being able to focus yourself. And it's a really kind of frightening thing to see yourself on the big screen. You'd be like, oh my God, that's what I look like, and you make a lot of mistakes at first. They'd be like, cut once, cut two, okay, do it again, act, stop, it's just a lot of pressure making a film. When I got into making films, I thought it was going to be like this piece of cake. There's a lot that goes into making films, and people don't realize. Now I understand why they get paid so much.
So how do you adapt if, say, you're Kung Fu Chinese stylish and you've got to play this karate guy or this ninja guy? How do you adapt to the different roles? Is it easy to change from one style to the other?
Absolutely, because you know that in martial arts that it's a tree, and that all martial arts have the relationship to another martial art. So we're not separated. We're all like brothers in the martial arts. It's like one tree with many branches, but everything comes from the root. So if I can allow myself to just experience that particular root, they need this for this scene, we need that for that scene, to just go to a different part of the branch of the same tree in which I come from. And I'm able to do that, and we all able to have that ability.
Now, you're holding the fan. We're seeing a bit of fan in a moment, and some of the forms that Christope has been doing. But tell me about why you favour the fan, apart from this hot weather, it keeps you cool.
Well, I'm going to say, because the fan, as much as it looks like really dainty and like, oh my God, of course it keeps you cool, but it's also one of the most traditional weapons in China. It's one that you can carry around. The cops won't stop you. You won't get a ticket for having this one, but it's a chance for you to be able to do these movements, and you can, like with a fan, she would be able to blind me and be able to kick and do different things with it. And it's a great fan technique that women love mostly. They like the fan because it's beautiful, the movements are beautiful, but it's also highly adaptable for martial arts, self-defense.
So, Tai Chi, we practice it slowly. Where is the mind, and how do you bring in the fan in your expression of doing the form? So, you're expressing with the focus of the fan, when you're looking out, or you're channeling energy. Where's your focus? Where's your mind? Is it in your body? Is it out for your limbs? Where is
Your
it?
body is, we start from the inside. They talk about something from the denton, your core, right from the center. And we want to bring ourselves to be a part of anything we put in our hand, whether it's a fan, a pen, a piece of paper. Anything that's an extension of your hand can be used to protect you. So we want to learn how to develop what they call chi energy, and to be able to direct it into anything we put in our hand, and so that we'll be able to utilize, the fan or anything that may be used.
Well, we're running out of time. Thank you for being on the show. Now, for people who want to know more about Christope, unfortunately, when you're watching this, you've missed him in Australia, but you might have a chance to see him when he comes back. Kim will be looking after those things. You'll see the details about future seminars, and you can correspond with Christope in the US. You'll get those details coming up. And we look forward to seeing you both next time.
Hey, it was a pleasure, and you are a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Graham. Thanks very
Enjoy.
much.
And we're off to a break now. We've got some more action when we come back from a break. Kapow!
Kapow!